What is up with it? Today we are going to be watching the finals of the Core TCG Treasure Cup. If you want to watch more of this Treasure Cup, you can on the Eggman's YouTube. Shoutouts to Eggman. And this is going to be actually Jonathan Chow on Whitebeard of all things versus Jerry on Purple Luffy. I believe Jerry just won Peoria, if I'm not mistaken. So Jerry on an absolute roll right now, absolutely crushing the game. And Jonathan Chow, of course, also a phenomenal player, winning One Piece Day Dallas, destroying me in round 8 at that event. But Whitebeard of all things, and he's just going to start by playing out a one-cost shopper. Also, it would appear as though the Pluffy player likely won the rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to go ahead and play out the Bonclay after ramping, and going to swing 6, which Jonathan is going to take, putting him down to 4 life. We're going to go ahead and swing 7. And play out the 3-cost Sanji, and we will of course add the top of our life to our hand at the end of our turn. Now we are at 7 Dawn as the Luffy. I have to imagine we are going to play out the Luffy Taro. No, only the Sanji, which will go ahead and rest the Sanji. So not looking too bad for Jonathan thus far. Gonna take some damage from this Sanji, just taking, going down to 2, which means that at the end of our turn we should be down to 1. We're gonna play a card that I've literally never seen before in my life. Hopefully they put it up on the screen, because I've literally never seen that card, to be completely honest with you. But these players playing extraordinarily quickly. I'm a big fan. Having another 1-drop blocker chopper, so we're just blocking up. We're saying, hey, I'll go to 0. I'll just have these little chump blockers. Okay, so it is an Ezo on play, attach up to 1 rested Dawn to your leader or one of your characters. When opponent attack, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has Whitebeard type, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 2,000 this turn. So basically, when your opponent attacks, you can pitch any card from your hand and it basically becomes a 2k, but it's slightly better than a 2k because you minus rather than plus yourself, which means that, like, if a character can restand itself, for example, like the 7-drop Luffy, you get like kind of like a double 2k out of it. But Jerry's on 8 Dawn, 2 life. Asking exactly what the Ezo does. That's extremely reasonable. Jerry could potentially play a couple 4-drops here. He could play a 7-drop, leave 1 up. Though I don't think he's like especially worried about dying this next turn. So doesn't necessarily have to leave 1 up. And he's just going to go 6. And we're going to go ahead and 1k out of that. Makes sense. We expect that our opponent could swing 2 more times if they want. And we don't want to have to give up one of these blockers necessarily. So we're going to go ahead and put out this Luffy Taro, which will let us play out only the Zoro, no Sangoro to go along with it. But we are finding a Gum Gum Giant. Going to get 2 Dawn. So now I believe we are up to 8 as the Whitebeard player. And I don't know if Whitebeard has any 8 Dawn plays necessarily. I could see a world where he plays the 7-drop Ace here. And I think Jerry likely was trying to play around that, and that's why he elected to not swing his Sanji. Okay. So we're going to go 7-7, rest 5, and then swing 7 with our rush ace, the 5 drop, while attaching a Dawn to it. And then we're going to take our last life and pass with 1 Dawn up. Leaving 1 up very likely for the Radical Beam. Even though we're at 0 life, it's still going to be really tricky to find lethal here. I mean, Jerry has maybe about 10 cards in his hand, one of which is likely a Radical Beam. He's a 6k leader. He has 2 blockers. We're going to go ahead and 1k out of this 6. Jerry playing this actually really phenomenally, in my opinion. Not resting his character's last turn, so that way he doesn't have to worry about his opponent swinging 7 at the Sanji. That's only going to be a 5. So he can have more pressure this turn where he has more Dawn. Okay. Gonna go ahead and Rad Beam out of that 8k swing. So our best split here, if we wanted to push all in, we have 9 Dawn. Would be what we'd have. I think we could go like 9-9-10, but we're not doing that. We're going to go ahead and play the 9-drop Big Mom and heal our Whitebeard opponent, putting that Ezo into life. I'm going to go ahead and swing 7, which is going to go ahead and take a card. And then just going to swing 6, and we're actually going to give another card. Which I'm actually not sure why we did that, to be completely honest. Okay, I think what happened was he wasn't swinging at life. He was swinging at the ace. I'm almost certain of it. Because I think if he was swinging at life, he would have just taken. The only way that I could see he wasn't just going to take is if he's playing the 9-beard this turn. Because otherwise he's going to draw this life anyways. And I think his hand is all the way down to 7. Which, you know, is still a very reasonable size. But when you consider how large it was before, it's pretty small. And the board difference between these two is pretty insane. So I think this is going to be a very, very uphill battle for Jonathan. This seems like potentially a bad matchup, but even if Jonathan does lose here, incredible to make it all the way to the finals with Whitebeard. I know Jonathan has always loved this deck. Deep in the think tank. I wonder if he's debating going for a 7 ace or a 9 beard. Looks like he was separating maybe 8 Dawn. I don't think the deck really has any 8 Dawn plays, to my knowledge. Granted, I didn't play when Whitebeard was around. I don't think I've ever played versus 1 in tournament. Okay, gonna go ahead and go 7. I'm wondering if this is at life. And it appears it was, based on the fact that our opponent gave 2 cards. Our opponent kind of being forced to counter out of that. They have no Dawn up. So we know there's a Gum Gum Giant in hand. which is a little scary for Jerry, admittedly. We don't know exactly how much counter is in his hand, but Whitebeard can play some pretty nasty rushers here. We could see a world where he could like double Kid and Killer. That's technically possible. That would explain why maybe he was separating the 8 Dawn. If he had that, I kind of think he probably just wins the game. If he has the double Kid and Killer. However, if he plays something like an ace, probably not good enough. Jerry still has 4 cards in hand, so we'd have to like, he really has 3 cards in hand because we know one is a dud. So if we could, I think we're forced to go for game one way or another if we have a rush, and we do. Unless we're able to control some of this board, that would be the one way that I would say maybe we don't have to go for game. Minus. Oh, does it -3? I thought it -2'd. Yo, this ace card is cracked. Why did we minus? Is it not like Rayleigh? It must be just for the turn. It must be just for the turn. Okay, so we left 2 Dawn up. 2 blockers. We could actually probably reasonably live. Gonna use a Rad Beam out of this Luffy swing. The problem is, I think it's actually only gonna be more difficult to live or to kill next turn. So, like, Jonathan is not gonna kill here, or he's not gonna die here. We know he's not dying. But I actually really do not like the play he made, because I actually don't see how he wins. Oh, wow. Is that a kid that just hit the board? A 7-drop kid? The glare is so bad. No, what is it? Oh, it's a Sanji. Okay. Like, we're not going to die, right? But that doesn't actually matter, because, like, most of the time our opponent's going to play a blocker here, which, to be fair, is not what happened. I guess like if we had like a Roger or something, that doesn't matter. But like realistically, like that turn, knowing that the opponent does have a Gum Gum Giant in their hand, and also Jerry is the GOAT of having multiple Gum Gum Giants, like I don't think we can reasonably ever kill this turn. Like last turn, it was going to be a stretch. Don't get me wrong. But like Jerry, once you have Gum Gum Giant, okay, so what exactly happened here? So he counters, and then I think he just reveals double Gum Gum Giant, like, hey, we can go through the steps, or I can just show you, like, I have double Gum Gum Giant, like, I get out of this. And if we look at like what Jerry has, we don't know if he had both last turn, but if he had both last turn, that means he only had 2 cards in hand. And so like from what we can see, so he drew 2 cards, right? He like drew the life. Wait, why does he actually have so many cards? Because he had 4 last turn. Let me think about this real quick. So he had 4, so he should have 5 right here, if I'm not mistaken. And then he plays 1. So he should be back to 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does he have 5 in hand now? How does he have 5? Am I tripping? Didn't Jerry have 4 cards in hand before? I feel like I'm tripping right now. How many does he have on Jonathan's turn? Doesn't he just have 4? So we swing. One, two, three. Oh, maybe he has 5? I wish Jonathan did the little dice thing to keep track. Okay, wait. That frame right there I should be able to see. It's hard to see because his hand is dark colored. And I'm just looking at this. It looks like 4 to me. And I'm fairly certain when he showed before there was 6. And I'm just looking at this because I'm trying to figure out like what he had in hand this turn if we had chosen a gopher game rather than what we did. So I really think he should only have 5 in hand now. So then, okay, wait. So we go 9 and he takes. Which I don't even think I'm a huge fan of the 9 as the first swing. So then he gives up 2 cards. So when he takes, I feel like he should be at 5 in hand. I feel like at the start of this turn, he asks him cards in hand. I'm just missing something, I think. I think he had 1 more card in his hand than I thought. I went way too far back. He shows him cards in hand at one point. I know this is like so uninteresting to you guys. I'm so sorry. You guys could have skipped away forever ago. Okay, I feel like it was at the start of this. Count it out for me, Jerry. Okay. Oh, maybe there was 7. Maybe I was just mad tripping. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there is 7. Okay, there's 7. Okay, so that means he actually had 4 live cards on this one turn rather than just 3. Okay, so all of his possible cards, there's a 2K, a 1K, 2K, 1K, 1K. What were our possible swings? Because he had 3 potential bricks, he had 3 potential 1Ks, and he had 1 potential 2K. And we don't know, like, what he drew for turn, and we don't know, like, what he got from life. So I think we can say comfortably that he didn't get the gum from life. Because the reason he's allowed to like take this 9 so freely is because he has double Gum Gum, so he doesn't really care, I think. He knows he's like always surviving, I think. So what were our potential swings on this turn? We go 7, he counters. He has 5 cards in hand, really 4 from our perspective. 7 as a rusher. We have 2 left. We can go 7, 8. 7, 8 is obviously like really bad. But the thing is, I kind of think we never get to kill next turn. Like, I know 7, 8 is really bad into 4 cards. Like, Pluffy really, realistically doesn't... What did he pitch off of the 9 Mom? I think that will be very telling. He pitched a 1K. If he pitched a 1K, then 7, 8 realistically never gets there. Unless the 5 card... No, 7, 8 never gets there. I wonder if there's ever a world where we go 7 and then like our opponent doesn't know our deck list. And then we go 7 again with Whitebeard. And we see what they do. It's probably not. I mean, it really depends on if Jonathan thinks he can live, if his opponent is allowed to keep like the Sanji, because like we can always kill the Bonclay. If we can live while killing just one of the 2, I want to swing 7 with Whitebeard again, because our opponent theoretically has to respect the fact that we could like play Kid and Killer or like a Luffy, like an actual efficient rusher. Like the ace is like a very much not efficient rusher, but like the other things we could have played theoretically are. So like if we swing 7, our opponent like has to respect like the Luffy, the like 5-drop Luffy theoretically. It's probably like not Kid and Killer, because if it was, we probably wouldn't swing 7 there. I don't know exactly what number we would swing, but it probably wouldn't be 7. If Jonathan Chow or Jerry are watching this, I would love some insight into this moment, because I think it's really interesting. And like obviously like Jonathan thought about it for a super long time, right? Which is like extremely reasonable. I just like, maybe he was just always Giga doomed. But like if we had just gone 7 with Whitebeard, like what is Jerry doing? Like, did he have the 2K 1K? He might not have. He might had to give us triple 1K. If he gives us triple 1K, we go like 6 with Chopper, 6 with Chopper. But it really just depends on if he could have lived if his opponent kept the Sanji. What an interesting game, or at least the ending to the game. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and shout outs to all of my Metafy supporters who make videos like this possible. Shout outs to Arib, Inku, Got Josh, Shinito, N9 Jose, Cho, Ohigi, Bandit, Furzerk, Zerunix, Reckless, Felix, KJM, WinerX, Great Poner, Tailshoot, Debo, Hendrick, Iman, Chance, Mistaken, Logan, Captivate, Zephyr, Joyboy, and Ivan, Just a Guy, Germs, Jake, and Ybox. I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.